You know what? I realized a lot of men are just dumb when it comes to women. IQ is probably negative 100. And this makes it worse, is that they don't want to learn about women. One of the biggest problems between the relationship between men and women is the lack of education. I'm always trying to figure out why I get some of the same questions from a lot of my viewers or people I know. Why does he do this? Why does my man do that? What does it mean when he says these things? Even though they're directing the question at the man, I always think and try to flip it. I try to understand why that man is doing this thing to her or why that man is saying this thing to her. One of the reasons I came up with is a lot of men don't have the proper education on women. And I'm not saying that women are a class, but you should treat women as such, to be learned about, to be taught about, to be educated on, just like we are to them. I feel like women should learn about men. There should be a concentrated effort to learn about each other. And because there's a lack of that, not a want of that, that's why we see all these problems in today's society. Even in our own current homes, our own relationships. I'm going to give you some valuable information on how to solve those issues, how to get away from those problems, how to avoid toxicity and drama in your lives. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Now I'm going to take it back to school. I feel like there should be classes on women, for men, from women. You hear what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I feel like there should be classes taught by women to men to learn and educate them on women. I feel like that's a genius idea, don't you? Why is that such a far-fetched idea? And I truly and honestly believe that society does not care about the relationships between people. I feel like schools should teach things that actually are important in our lives and in our futures, but they don't teach those things. History is just as important as my present. If I do not prioritize my present, then my history, what does it matter? If I do not prioritize my future, what does my history mean? I need to learn about all those things, but somehow, some way in school, we are only taught about the past. In school, people should be taught about the things that they apply in their everyday lives. And relationships is one of those. The psychological makeup of people is one of those. Healthy relationships is one of those. Anger management and life management is one of those. But is it applied in the curriculum? No. It's like we have to learn these things on our own. And what if you don't have a good parenthood back at home? What if you don't have a good support at home? Now you're literally learning in the streets. You're learning from mistakes. And sometimes mistakes can kill you. But going back to my what I'm trying to say is, I feel like the relationships and psychology behind people should be taught in school. If these things are taught in school, then us young boys, us young men, us men will know how to deal with our ladies in our lives. We will know how to have healthy relationships. We will know what to say and not to say. There should be more healthy conversations about women, to men, from women. There should be more healthy conversations about men, to women, from men. But there isn't. And that is a huge problem. Because as we all know, the makeup of men versus the makeup of women is totally different. But when you put the two together, that's what makes us whole. If you don't know the other side of you, how can you deal with the other side of you? All of us are made up of the other gender. But are we educated on the other or the half of us? All of us came from a woman and all of us came from a man. But we have no idea about the other side of what makes us us. That is a problem. I give this challenge to all men because this is a channel about learning and understanding the mind of men. I give this challenge to all men. Take a concerted and concentrated effort to learn your woman. You will realize you can't talk to her like a dude. You can't treat her like some guy on the street. If you learn about your woman, you realize you won't treat her as an enemy, as a lot of men do, which is crazy. Ignorance is the reason for war. If you make no effort not to be ignorant, then doom is likely to follow. If you plan on spending your life with something, then it is important that you learn about that thing, right? I like to break things out to the simplest terms, plain English. Relationships are not as complex as we think they are. When you want something, when you need something, when you strive for something, you do whatever it takes to research that thing, to know as much about that thing as possible. So why don't we do that for our partners? So I just want y'all to think about that. I hope y'all enjoyed my short video, and I will see y'all on my next video. Have a beautiful day. Goodbye.